It's a beautiful 20-degree snowy Monday. Nice day to feel the snow in between your toes. And today's mostly going to be about rest and recovery as far as your muscles and stuff like that. But might as well work on some stretches and do some jumping in an icy river. So these first stretches are going to come from Jujimufu. Definitely check out his video, links in the description. But he has 3 different ones. This first one I think is called like a, it's basically like a warrior stretch. The next one looks like he's going to be doing some Cossack stretches, I think is how you say that. Yeah, I'm doing that totally wrong. I usually do some really similar stretches to this, but he has some like slight changes on how he does it that I actually really like, so I'm going to try to implement his way of doing it in these videos. So this is the first time I ever tried his way of doing these stretches. Like that whole flat foot thing is really, really weird, especially when you turn it out to do like a hamstring stretch. And what he's doing with his upper body there to twist over on the last one on the warrior stretch or whatever. Yeah, I didn't do that at all. As you can see, that was a pretty sick Trickers aerial. Actually, I don't even think that was a Trickers aerial. I think he did a legit gymnast aerial right there, but I can't do that. I can only do the Trickers aerial. But anyways, that back kick helps a lot with that. I'm rotating my hip out, which is twisting my foot because it felt more natural to the movement, but I think he says in the video not to do that. Keep your heels straight. I've tried it that way, and you definitely feel it more in like the front of your thighs if that's where you're trying to stretch. But in this one, I didn't do it that way because it felt more like doing an actual Trickers aerial whenever I stretched out with my hips slightly rotated and my foot turned over a little. But I guess that depends on what it is you're trying to work towards. So the other stretches that I was doing there, the extra ones at the end of the routine, were from another one of Jujimufu's videos, where he had I forget her name, but anyway, some super flexible gymnast chick. Anyways, those are those 2 stretches from that. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just keep your back straight and bend at the hips. And then in the other monitors over there, whenever you're done with all your stretches that you should do, basically the same as a workout, just like 4 sets of 10 or 4 sets of as many as you can do. And then whenever you've done that, then I guess you're done with the stretching portion of it. So then I went out and did some swimming and some ice water and snow and all that. That was fun. The tide was so high, I couldn't actually get an accurate measurement on my, what do you call it, like freezer thermometer or whatever, because the tide kept blowing, well not blowing it, but kept washing it into the shore. So it couldn't go out as deep as where I was actually swimming at. But even on that, it still said it was like 40 or something like that, or 45 or something. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the benefits and the drawbacks to rest days. Because you're probably of one or the other camp of either you have honestly too many rest days, or you rest too hard. You know, you go out and eat a bunch of crap you shouldn't eat, sit on the couch and do nothing all day, etc., etc. Or you're a gym nut married to a gym and you're out working out all the time and you're not giving your body enough time to heal and all that kind of thing. So that basically sums it up. You need time to heal, but you can kind of get into this slump of where you're just kind of hanging out, doing nothing, and so then you just, the next day it's an on day, it's a workout day, and you're just sort of in that slump. So one of the things I like to do to keep that from happening, just watch YouTube workout videos, especially if you're a tricker or if you're into calisthenics or these home workouts or things like that, street workouts. You know, watch those videos, get motivated, look at, you know, how different people do different like capoeira flows and things like that. And you'll probably see something you don't know how to do, but know how to do like 90% of. So then you can go out and go, hey, you know what, I'm going to try that tomorrow. So then your rest day is productive. So another thing I like to do on my rest days, obviously, is I go and I take ice baths to keep cold thermogenesis going on. I don't like to do that on days that I work out unless I do that before I work out. because the ice will actually, well, it's an anti-inflammatory kind of thing that happens, and some inflammation is, I don't know if it's necessary for muscle growth, but it definitely helps. So if you, for instance, work out and then jump right into an ice bath, you're probably not going to experience as much muscle growth and things like that if you just wait and do your ice bath the next day on one of your off days or whatever. So I also find that that's a good time to do stretches, because that's another thing you don't really want to do in your normal workout. Because let's say you're doing a dynamic stretch, or even definitely a static stretch, and you've just, increased your flexibility by a massive amount because you just finished like 4 sets of stretching and mobility exercises. And then you go and you throw some new trick, you're trying to learn like a Gumby or something like that, and you don't really have the trick down. Well, you're likely to throw something out of place because of that extra mobility. And even if that doesn't happen, you're likely to at least practice. Basically, you're going to get in the habit of you're going to get muscle memory of what that feels like to perform that move or whatever with that increased flexibility. And so then the next time, if you haven't had 10 to 20 minutes of stretching and warm up and you go to throw this move, you're likely to land on your head or something, because your body's not going to respond in the same way. So that's why I like to keep stretches separate from other workouts, especially since most of my workouts have tricking, parkour, and things like that as part of them. If I also added stretches in there, I'm going to learn incorrect muscle memory that is likely to cause more harm than good. So anyways, that's my 2 cents.